Let's take a closer look at CVE 2025-2894. This vulnerability has been assigned the CVE ID 2025-2894 and was published on March 27, 2025. It carries a medium severity rating of 6.6 out of 10 on the CVSS scale. The affected product is the Unitree Go1 Robotic Dog. At its core, this vulnerability is an undocumented backdoor that enables unauthorized remote control of the Go1 device through the CloudSail service. What's particularly concerning is that anyone with the correct API key, including the manufacturer, can exploit this backdoor. This opens up significant security risks for organizations or individuals using the Go1, as it provides an unintended entry point for remote access and control. Let's dive deeper into what makes CVE 2025-2894 such a significant vulnerability. At its core, this issue centers around an undocumented backdoor in the Unitree Go1 robotic device. Through this backdoor, an attacker can gain full remote control of the robot by leveraging Unitree's CloudSail cloud-based service. What makes this especially serious is the kind of access it provides. An unauthorized party could potentially tap into the live video feeds captured by the device, manipulate how the robot interacts with its environment, and even access sensitive data stored or processed by Go1. This level of unauthorized control represents not just a privacy concern, but also real-world safety risks, especially if these robots are used in sensitive or personal environments. So, CVE 2025-2894 is not just a theoretical flaw, it's a gateway for attackers to take over crucial functionalities with just a single vulnerability. The products impacted by this vulnerability are focused specifically on the Unitree Go1 robot, which is marketed as the world's first intelligence, bionic quadruped robot companion for consumers. The issue is tied to certain firmware versions, particularly those released before March 2025. If your device is running an affected firmware version, it may be exposed to unauthorized remote control through the undocumented backdoor. Always check for the latest firmware updates, as later versions may address and patch this vulnerability. This slide outlines the step-by-step method an attacker might use to exploit the vulnerability found in the affected products. First, the attacker needs access to a valid API key, typically obtained from previous authorized use. Once they have the key, they can connect through an undocumented backdoor in the device that makes use of the CloudSail remote functionality. By leveraging this backdoor with the stolen API key, the attacker is able to gain unauthorized control of the device. This access could then allow them to command physical actions and interact with the robot's environment directly, creating significant security and safety risks. Here, we'll look at the practical steps you can take to defend against CVE 2025-2894. The first and most important action is to disable the CloudSail service on any impacted devices. This cuts off the vulnerable component and limits the attack surface right away. It's also crucial to regularly apply firmware updates from the device manufacturer, as they may include security patches for this vulnerability and others. Reviewing and revoking API keys that have access to CloudSail is another important step. If any keys have been compromised or are no longer needed, removing their permissions helps limit exposure. For ongoing protection, it's best to stick to secure network practices such as strong authentication and network segmentation to restrict access to critical systems. Finally, isolating affected devices from internal networks can further reduce the risk of exploits spreading or gaining unauthorized network entry. By combining these immediate and long-term actions, you can significantly strengthen your defenses against this vulnerability. To support your understanding of CVE 2025-2894 and the mitigation steps we've covered, I've gathered several resources for deeper exploration. The National Vulnerability Database provides the official record of this vulnerability, including technical details and risk assessments. The Unitree Robotics GitHub issue report is valuable for insights directly from the manufacturer, including timelines and community discussions. For those interested in the technical side, the detailed exploit analysis breaks down how the vulnerability can be leveraged and what makes it critical. Finally, the video explanation offers a clear overview of CVE 2025-2894, so you can see the vulnerability in action and better visualize the mitigation strategies we've discussed. These resources will help reinforce your learning and provide ongoing reference material as you work with potentially affected systems. On this slide, you'll see a reminder to personalize your presentation. Don't hesitate to adjust fonts, colors, or graphical elements to match your own style or brand guidelines. Customizing these visual elements can help your content stand out and ensure a more engaging experience for your audience. Make sure your choices support readability and accessibility, while also reflecting your unique approach.